Chapter 17. Erase all memories. Questioner. Maharaj, apart from the ego, there is also the subtle ego? Maharaj. The subtle ego is connected with the body knowledge. The existence of the ego, mind, intellect, these are all illusory concepts. Prior to beingness, there was no ego, there was no subtle ego. Because we're posing ourselves in the body form, the subtle ego appears. The moment the body knowledge dissolves and disappears, there will not be any ego. Meditation is required to reduce the force of the ego. Subtle ego and so on, again, these are just words. The ego itself is illusion because there is no I. There is no you. There is no he or she. There is nothing there. The screen is completely blank. Questioner. And what about the mind? Maharaj. There is no mind at all. Mind does not have any existence of its own. It is just the flow of thoughts. No mind, no ego. You have given birth to the ego. Before birth there was no ego at all. Prior to beingness, no ego, no mind, nothing. The state was one in which we were unknown to ourselves. Where does the ego go after leaving the body? We're talking ego, mind, intellect, so many things that are within the circle, the burden of body knowledge. I draw your attention to the words of Shankaracharya. To say I is illusion, to say you is illusion, to say Brahman is illusion. The entire world is illusion. So where is the ego? Where is it located? Questioner. If one person is humble and another person is full of ego, does that mean that it's easier for the humble one to get rid of ego? And often I have noticed with those who consider themselves to be humble, the subtle ego is at work, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Maharaj. The body is there and the ego is there, but there is no body and no ego. Don't pay special attention to the ego or the subtle ego, or to whether the ego is small or big. Why do you want to measure and compare if you have a bigger ego than me? Keep one principle in mind. The body is not your identity, the body was not your identity, the body is not going to remain your identity. Meditation, knowledge and bhajans, why are they necessary? Because along with the body you started considering yourself in the body form as a separate individual. This has led to a strong attachment to the body, with the result that you now have a lot of love and affection for the body form. It has become very dear to you. Just think about it. Prior to the body there was nothing. There was no name, no requirements, no demands. We did not know happiness or unhappiness or peace. There was nothing at all. Questioner. You say that the mind is just the flow of thoughts. My problem is that I have a lot of thoughts going round and round in my head. They never seem to stop. They seem to carry me along, sweep me away. What can I do? Maharaj. It is natural. Don't give it so much importance. Thoughts are going to flow, but you have not to give them cognizance. It is simple. Prior to beingness, there were no thoughts. The moment you came across with the body, thoughts started flowing. Now you know better. You know that the body is not your identity. So use the thoughts that appear useful and restrict the thoughts that are not useful. It's simple. Questioner. I do know better. I'm beginning to change my view of things, but I think it takes time. Even though I know different, I still get depressed and feel anxious about things. Maharaj. This happens to the body because it is affected by the external atmosphere and the internal atmosphere. But you're totally apart from all this. You're entirely different to all this. To all of this. Today's feeling or mood may not be tomorrow's mood. Since you're holding the body, it's bound to be affected by the atmosphere. So this type of experience, these feelings or layers of feeling happen, but they will not remain constant. Today you're feeling a depression. Tomorrow you'll be feeling happiness. But the witnesser is the same. That presence that is witnessing happiness or unhappiness is always the same. Put simply, happiness is the name given to good feelings that comes from things you find tolerable. Conversely, things which you cannot tolerate and produce negative feelings in you we call unhappiness. For example, when you have a headache, you think, I'm not comfortable. But if you take a tablet, a painkiller, then relief, oh, I am comfortable. Thoughts and feelings are momentary illusions and undeserving of your attention. So, for times like these, you have to take a spiritual tablet to remind you of your identity. When you're in some pain, you will immediately take a tablet, which will relieve it instantly. Likewise, if you feel a depression or lethargy or unhappiness, take your spiritual medicine quickly. That way, you will feel, I am unconcerned with these feelings of depression, anxiety or lethargy. Black clouds are coming, black clouds are going. The sun is as it is. Q. And the spiritual tablet is? Maharaj. The spiritual tablet means turning your attention to the fact that I am nothing to do with the body form. I have nothing to do with the body form. I am not the body. I was not the body. I am not going to remain the body. Whatever is happening to the body is uncertain. It is not reality. Question. We're to turn our attention away from the seen and bring it back to the seer. Stay with the permanent, not the impermanent. Maharaj. Yes, so let's be clear about spirituality and why we're doing what we're doing here. We're reading, we're listening, we're studying, meditating, singing bhajans. Why? We are to erase all the memories from the time the spirit clicked to the body right up until today. You have to undergo the process of meditation, bhajan and knowledge so that you can absorb open truth. These activities are also illusion, but they are the basics and therefore necessary in the beginning. Bausa Maharaj stressed the importance of innocent devotion without concepts, ego, intellect, mind. These practices are like ladders, steps to lift you up. Once you get there, you can throw the ladders away. With various words in different ways and from different angles, the Master is trying to convince you of your reality. Your ultimate reality, your ultimate truth, your final reality.